are back. Hello and welcome to the 2026 Discraft Supreme Flight Open, the first event of the year. Yeah, you heard me right. It's 2026.
Whew.
Hello, I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the two hot geese.
Honk.
What do you think? Back, stronger, hotter? What else? Louder, probably?
Featherier.
Yes. Fluffier.
Fluffier.
Happy to be here with y'all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we can't believe that we're back already. Let's get straight into it. This is business here, folks.
As always on Jomez.
As always. Hole one, we have a new tee pad this year. It's on the left side of the fairway. A little bit forcing more of a hyzer shot. It's still uphill. I would say like maybe 40 feet of elevation gain. It says 283, but it plays closer to the 320, maybe 340 foot range, I would say. It's still a tough bird.
She is your returning and defending Supreme Flight Open champion from Seattle, Washington, Ella Hansen.
Ella won this event last year in an exciting three-way playoff between her, Holland Hanley, and Evelina Solonen, who's not here. And Ella, I think, went back-to-back Eagles, if I am correct, to win this thing. So finishing with style, starting with style, putting it about 20 feet away.
She's the five-time world champion from Pensacola, Florida, Paige.
So along with Ella, who was last year's champion here at the Supreme Flight Open, we're going to have 3 Floridians on the card. Paige Pierce moving to Pensacola, Florida a few years back.
And that looks pretty early out of her hand. Hopefully it's not caught behind those bushes.
Then, from Beacon, New York, Missy Gannon.
So Paige has a pretty unique streak of winning the first Disc Golf Pro Tour event of the season 4 times, more than any other player in FPO. Yeah, so she likes to come out hot. Missy Gannon had a great year last year as well. So excited to watch her attack this course. This is her type of course too, having to hit lines on certain angles, not necessarily rewarding distance above all.
Bullseye hit.
I know.
Right off the rip.
I say that.
From Pensacola, Florida, Madison Walker.
Oh boy, this is my favorite. I'm gonna proud dad all day. What are you throwing?
This is my Madison Walker Neutron Rhythm. The clocker.
It's not just what we call her taped up hand. See it? Yeah, this is I feel like almost a lateral change because the tee shot is a little bit more technical, but it's shorter. I do think we'll see more birdies than last year.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I think largely there's many changes on this course, and largely they're all a little bit more scoreable, which has never happened.
Yeah.
Hasn't happened in years.
No. And we talked about it earlier. Ooh, Paige almost recovering that par. We talked about it earlier that somewhere around 4 to 5 holes play almost a stroke easier. Mm-hmm. So we're definitely going to see hot scores this weekend. Of course, betting mostly on the weather.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is a topic that we will touch on later as the round moves on.
Ella missing that birdie bid, but good for the par save.
Classic hole 1 nerves. Missy with a bullseye hit. This hole had 10 birdies this year, more than we saw ever in the tee pad position we had last year. That was much longer.
I believe the course record on last year's course was an 8 down, and the final score being 13 down across 3 rounds.
With some bad weather.
Yep.
Hi, what's up guys? It's Paul. I'm here to tell you that today's video is sponsored by Vessi. Some of my favorite features that Vessi gives you is they are waterproof, not water resistant, waterproof. Big difference there, keep your foot completely dry. Of course, when you find a shoe, you want comfort. That's exactly what Vessi gives you. It's the most comfortable shoe that I've ever played in. When we're playing on the tour, we're playing a lot of rounds. We're covering a lot of ground. So you need to make sure that you have a comfortable shoe, and that's exactly what Vessi gives you. So you have comfort, they're also waterproof, but the most important part about having a great shoe on tour is the grip. These work well on concrete, turf, fairway, bad situations. Best grip that I've ever had as far as a shoe goes. I started wearing Vessi Stormburst this year. I absolutely fell in love with them. You can get them in the high top, the low top. Like I said already, that the grip is fantastic and they look pretty cool too. If you want to give Vessi a shot, you can get 15% off your first order. All you have to do is go to vessi.com/JomezPro. That's vessi.com/JomezPro for 15% off.
Hole 2, a brand new tee position off to the left. We used to go down from the right. It's a pretty difficult tunnel to get all the way out into the open, but if you get through cleanly and have a nice hyzered out finish, you'll open your next shot up. And distance-wise, this is very reachable, I think, particularly with a forehand on the second, but of course a backhand can get there. But look at this thing perched on this very precarious hill. Lots of rollaways on this bad boy. At 660, it's definitely attackable. At last year's lengthened pin position that they had, we really didn't see any birdies, but I think we're going to see a lot more big numbers. Last year, 2 was kind of an easy par. This year, if you do what Missy's doing here, you can be left with nothing.
Yeah, I think it takes about 300 feet to get out into the clear, maybe a little less than that, but it's downhill, so it plays a little bit shorter than that. Ideally, you do want a nice hyzer finish to shorten that second shot that Erika's talking about with the forehand. Ella doing just that, kind of sneaking through the end there.
That's going to be great, though.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
You also can't turn it over or push too deep because there's a woods line down that way, which is just as punishing as this left side. Hopefully you have something from there.
Mine did not kick out. Mine went left. Paige.
Similar problem.
Yeah, early releasing again.
That left to right hill is, you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's right there to hit.
Yeah, so new tee, new basket, and the basket is, I think, the only change on the course that I really disagree with.
Yeah.
I think this green is kind of unnecessarily rough, just like my displacement. There was nothing.
Yeah, what do you got?
I tried to throw through the big V tree.
Man, it looks like you almost did it.
It was so close. And I hit the V tree and landed in a very unfortunate spot. Here's Missy. She managed to have a little tiny window that she could get out, and that's really all you can ask for here because par is still recoverable once you get out.
And even though this course is likely going to be playing easier, par is still going to obviously be great on any hole. This is one of those courses where, you know, you're coming in from the off season, you're maybe a little rusty or whatever, a little nervous, whatever it is, and it's just hard to be completely dialed in on the first go.
So Paige right there, after her recovery shot out of the rough, she had every bit of, I would say around 360 maybe, and she threw a perfect, beautiful turning shot, put it on the green. She's going to be right around circle's edge. I had nothing. I was staring at a wall. So just happy to pitch out again.
Happy to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an incredible shot from Paige. Ella rewarded with this forehand up shot.
Now watch this thing. Ella has definitely been putting in work on her forehand. She has got that thing dialed, and she's got so much power. That was probably just a mid-range from her. This new layout for hole 2 from last year played as the third most difficult hole of the day. There was only 4 birdies. You can see how it can spiral out of control quickly, and we haven't even gotten to the green. Missy with a really great third shot. She'll be inside the circle, but that still ain't no gimme.
Yeah, you can see that thing bouncing around. It is very difficult to land closer than circle's edge on this green. It's not even green. It's brown. Come on, like, let's face it.
We're in a pretty big drought here in Florida. Everything is dry.
For the moment.
For the moment.
All right, trout belly getting up there.
Yeah, uplink up to the green.
Ella for one of those rare birdies.
This is more elevation change than our typical elevated baskets. This thing is way up there. You can't quite tell from the camera angle, but it's high.
And from this left side, often branches in the way as well. Paige almost recovering that par.
I'm not 100% sure. This is a different basket placement even from the MPOs last
Yeah,
year.
I
Like,
believe
it's
they
different
were
for everybody.
kind of farther to like your left.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, again, only change I don't agree with. I feel like they could do better here.
I like I think the tee shot is
Oh, yeah.
fair, but yeah,
Tee shot is awesome.
but the basket we don't have.
Missy with the only putt made on the card. Really nice par. She got a par. There was only 4 birdies on the day today, with 13 people at least getting to circle 2 and only 5 getting to circle 1. So hole played tough, and mostly that first fairway played tough.
Yeah, welcome back to tour. Here's a little 300-foot tunnel for you.
I know, we really just jumped right back in on very demanding shot shapes on this course. You can't just pull your hyzer disc out in hyzer.
At least it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Spanish moss.
Hole 3, same as last year on the tee pad placement. We have to carry this little bluff, and then we have a huge drop off. You want to push that tree line on the back side where we're turning left right now, and ideally land somewhere on this little path. It goes very, very steeply uphill, and you don't want your disc to hit anywhere short because it's very rocky and you can quickly find an edge and roll back down the hill. The basket this year is about, 100 feet shorter?
Yeah.
And perched right on the edge of that hill, there's out of bounds with that barbed wire fence just to the right of the basket, definitely inside the circle. This is a way easier birdie to get, but it does bring in that out of bounds, so you have to be very careful on your approaches.
It's like Owen Scoggins is 5 down through 11, leading the field. A bunch of 3 and 2 downs as well. So I think we're going to see a lot more under par than we have in previous years. Last year, the top 4 to 5 were, I think, 8 or so strokes ahead of the rest of the field. They really separated. I think it might be closer with all these birdie opportunities this year.
Agreed. And a lot of the birdie opportunities are gettable by everyone in the field.
Yeah.
Not just distance rewarded.
Huge shot from Ella.
Paige with another early release. And
And
she's going to be in the worst place.
it is brutal over there. Hopefully par still in play, but very unlikely that she can scramble for a birdie. Pretty. Nice shot.
Through a nice Eclipse reactor, Marie Curie edition, right to the landing zone.
Great shot. Kind of a mean little bounce.
Here's Paige, really blockaded by a bunch of branches and sawgrass clumps. She unfortunately does not make it all the way out and kind of filters backwards into the rough. She will be slightly more up the hill, though.
You feeling warm? It was humid out there.
It was not quite stifling yet, but it was getting hot.
Yeah, it's hotter than it looks. Nice little forehand up shot. See those sleeves rolled up, getting to work.
Here's Missy on the left side of the hill, slightly more difficult with more branches to work around. She leaves that one just a little bit short. It's easy to worry about that out of bounds to the right of the basket, right and deep of the basket.
Yeah, I was in circle 2 looking to putt and realized just how close that OB was and was like, And I have a soft putt and I didn't run it. I run everything.
Yeah.
It's close.
And it's like you miss the basket, go deep, you're out of bounds. Or you miss the basket short, hit metal, hit the koozie, whatever. You roll back down the hill. Like it's a tough little green.
I mean, I guess it's keeping it interesting, though. I think we're generally going to see a lot more birdies on this one.
Paige still trying to poke through that rough. That left side is insane. And that's kind of the story of this course. You get into the rough, you're going to have a hard time getting back out of it. A lot of times it's instantly a bogey. There's Ella just chipping up. Nice, easy birdie for her. What a drive. Paige running the putt hard. Confident.
Oof.
Yeah.
Finding that OB. It's like what we were talking about. And Paige now kind of, that's a pretty rough start. She really needs to change the momentum here. What a putt for Missy.
I know. Super uphill. That's 2 uphill putts for Missy in a row. Dead center, both of them. Looking really solid on the green already. That's nice on the first event of the year.
Do you think she practiced anything in the off season except counting large stacks of money?
don't think so.
Nice birdie. It said honk on the screen.
Oh, honk.
Honk.
Yeah, nice bounce back from the double bogey. We got 3 birdies on the card. And here's Paige dealing with that out of bounds. You can see it's just outside the bullseye.
This one, I'm never going to complain about a shorter hole.
No.
Obviously. I did like the green. I just thought was really beautiful. And I'm surprised they did shorten it that much.
Yeah.
And they didn't like kind of split the difference.
I
But
was
I'll take
surprised,
it.
too.
I'll take leave it.
It was the 3rd easiest hole of the day. So
Hole 4, par 4, 515, same as previous years. A difficult tee shot because you're essentially throwing down and then it is blind very, very quickly. So you're kind of throwing towards the back edge of the woods and then trying to hyzer out, but not too much because there's sawgrass over there. If you don't make it out of the gap, you are in hardcore scramble mode, just like any other hole out here. If you get far enough, it's not the distance of the second shot, it's the uphill technicality of it. There's some guardian trees that really block most of the lines. So it's a tough birdie, even though it's kind of a short distance. This looks like an absolutely perfect shot
unbelievable.
from Missy. And she's passed, I swear that one tree is always right in the way of most perfect shots, and she's passed it.
Yeah, that's another one of the themes that we see at this course a lot is a really well-guarded green. So sometimes you can have the best drive of your life and then you have such a demanding approach that you can flub up pretty quickly. Ella, getting at least a reaction to the right. I'm going to try the same thing. I said, that looked cool, honestly.
Did you jump off the same stick?
I think I was just still thinking about Ella's shot. Like, I was like, whoa, that was crazy. My brain is
What'd
like,
she even hit? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, let's try
man.
it.
Paige also early, but getting through surprisingly well. Did you guys have a backup on this hole?
No,
Oh,
we did not.
my heart did.
Here's Ella from that right side rough. She's going to just try to jump putt out.
Where
but
even?
She's to the right of the hill.
That seems like a good...
It was not, sadly. So she needed to turn the disc a lot more. She just jump putted basically behind some sawgrass.
I see.
Yeah, it was I don't think she knew that it was not great. I'm trying to just forehand a hex out.
That's great.
Yeah, it turned out awesome.
Nice. That was a tricky little spot.
Yeah, forehand hex. I just figured out I could do that at the end of last year.
I'm so mad I didn't wear my little sports button with your face on it for this round.
And here's Ella from her jump putt. She's going to just throw a little tomahawk, try to slide something out to the middle. Paige is pinched up on the sawgrass, another theme of the course.
And man, that's a tough spot to try to throw a backhand. That's honestly incredible power from what she was just dealing with.
Sure is. We still haven't gotten to Missy's drive. Me, Ella, and Paige are just having a ball. We're just doing stuff out here.
And here's that final approach shot. Ella taking the biggest gap and doing a good job of getting a little bit of ground play, but she's just inside the circle and will still have to earn that bogey.
I'm trying to aim at that right tree and just miss on the inside. Yay! It worked. That gap is always so scary. And sadly, I kind of skitter off the edge into sort of the bunker of the hole. Can get pretty blocked back there.
Very quickly. Missy kind of looked like she was trying to swing outside to the right, which definitely can work, but it did not this time.
So close. With such a good drive.
And Paige doing a good job of just getting a nice clean par.
This played as the 4th most difficult hole of the day. There was only 6 birdies out of our field of 44.
Yeah, we're missing a few key people. Kristen Lett retired now. So crazy. Evelina Silva not here. Henna, is Anakin the only...
Anakin and Eden Esse.
Yes, the only Euros here.
Yeah, Eden Esse freshly signed by MVP. Welcome to the team.
Nice putt from Ella to save that bogey. Oh,
Yeah, a
okay.
lot of the Europeans didn't make this early trip because of all the breaks in between. It just makes for a really long trip away from home. I didn't have anything. I just chipped up.
Sorry.
Scurrying around.
Yeah. Yep. You look good out there. Thank you.
And this will be an approach shot he'll remember for a long, long time.
Course record, title. This may be the best day of Ezra Robinson's life.
The legacy of the Robinson brothers grows today.
Supreme Flight Open champion and first time Elite Series winner, Ezra Robinson.
Hole 5, no changes from last year. It's 284 feet. We just have to cross over this canyon area. The basket's perched on the edge, but in a fairway, not too close to the edge. If you do hit and slide back down, you can see these little red markers. If you slide back down into that area, it is a mandatory relief to the drop zone at the bottom. I mean, no.
Not to the drop zone.
Okay, it used to
Which
be the
is,
drop
yeah,
zone.
so that is different.
Yeah, so if you do land on that hillside or that cliffside, I guess, you take it from where it last crossed. If you do cross over all the way onto the green and then still bounce backwards, you get to take it from the other side.
Yeah.
Missy won't have to worry about any of this nonsense we're talking about.
Yeah, so they changed this wording to be called mandatory relief now. And they're going to be a little bit more consistent with it. And it does play just like OB without the extra strike, essentially. Beautiful drive from Paige.
Paige was stoked. That was her first not early release of the round.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a minute to get dialed.
It was nice. We had no wind out there today, which every day in practice has been windy. Ella did make it across just barely. She'll be in the rough, though. But right now we are absolutely cooking.
Yeah.
Like,
when the breeze starts later, everyone's going, oh, yes,
Thank the
please, more. And that looked like it did not
it did not.
cross.
Yeah, I caught the tree just before the edge.
I'm surprised that this isn't just like a drop zone thing.
I agree.
Or like, or a, maybe it's a optional drop zone.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This just takes more time to do.
It does. But then I guess if it was drop zone and you crossed and rolled back, that would be
Farther.
pretty punishing. So, I get it.
So up and over the limestone.
Blind shot.
That'll work.
I mean, I do think it's good they're not letting people try to climb up this eroded little cliff face and putt, which I've done countless times.
Yes, we all have. Here's
Whoa.
Ella, very obstructed.
Man, really good hip mobility, if nothing else.
This played as the easiest hole of the day. There were 16 birdies. It's nice because it's not super punishing as long as you make sure you get it to that hillside. Missy with another birdie. 3 down on the day so far through 5.
She's not too gritty, though. It's every other, which I really like.
Yeah,
You know, it's
it's
not
tasteful.
like distasteful. Yeah.
Paige finally getting a little bit of green on her scorecard. Trying to work her way back to even par.
Hole 6, completely different change. We used to tee from the complete opposite direction of here. We've never seen
This used to be
before.
the green under us right now.
Yeah. So now it is a super gettable downhill par 3, 320 feet. It's a fun shot. You do have to hit a gap, but it's super fair. They have these hay bales that will keep you honest, but I mean, you could potentially throw a putter because it's so uphill. How much elevation do you think it is? Like 50.
Yeah, that seems right.
I like this. I did like the other hole. I thought it was really good, but you know, again, I'm not going to complain about like a straightforward kind of technical shot.
One thing is it was causing backups because you were throwing right at sawgrass. It was also blind, so there was not a lot of room for spectators. A little dangerous.
The tee pad's a little crowded.
Yes. So yeah, I think just a change for general course flow. Also, it's nice to just have a little fun downhill kind of easier shot. it's exciting. We just don't get to do this very much. So
Yeah, I do feel like these changes are highlighting skills that we often don't get to see.
we love a putter shot.
Yeah, I do think backhand is the way to go. You go forehand if you want, but it does kind of just flare skip a little bit too much if you try the forehand.
Banana slug in hand.
Always. Ooh.
Yeah, gotta
Were you
basket love.
were you thinking ace run there?
No, absolutely not. If you go deep with this basket, you do not want to mess around. Oh, we get a follow flag.
Aw.
Yay, first of the year. Honk.
Pretty
Honk,
shot.
Paige just trying to get up on the green.
Yeah.
She's kind of dealing with that early release, late release mental game that sometimes happens, especially first event of the year.
I assume Missy's not going to make this to keep it tasteful. And she does.
She does. She never lets us down.
Classy lady.
So classy.
Ella for a birdie. A little over 20 feet. Having to go straddle. Leaves it just a little short.
And it's crazy how after a long off season, how this elevated basket can look so tall.
I think they raised him a couple inches, I swear. They didn't.
They did not.
Oh. Paige gonna have a similar, maybe even longer putt that she just missed coming back for bogey. And a little left on that one.
Missy with a bit of a comeback putt here. She's good for it.
Keeping it bogey free. Looks like Hannah Wynn is leading the field 6 down through 9. Wow.
Whoa.
Rebecca Cox was on my card 5 down through 10. Rebecca Dawn also 5 down. Some really great scores out there. Honk. Shout out to Derek, I assume.
Trying to get my way back to even par. Hole 7, a new tee pad. Again, we used to be more to the left and I would say about 100 feet back, maybe a little less than that. We now have a 284-foot flex shot. It's shaped like a four-handed work. It looks like that on the course map, but that is not the case at all with this sloping fairway from left to right downhill. A backhand flex with a mid-range or a fairway, just like a little bit more of an overstable disc is, I think, the best play. You could do a hyzer flip too.
You can. But forehand is absolutely not it. I tried to make it work so hard in practice, and that flare skip off to the right is brutal. That is...
It was awful.
I was going to say, it looked like a pretty decent shot, but the ground play is no joke on this hole.
Yeah, it landed inside the circle and then caught a little edge apparently and skipped. Here's Missy with a beautiful, perfect flex shot, catching the only tree to avoid.
It's okay. She's going to make this one.
Here's Ella trying the forehand.
Sucker. She's going to make it work probably. No, she's not. But also her game is so advanced with the forehand that she might be throwing a little bit slower speed, whereas anyone else trying to reach 284 feet with something a bit faster is going to skip. Paige early, but turning.
Got a wind bounce that dropped her right underneath those branches. Still gets some forward progression.
This is a weird little spot over here.
It is weird. I feel like this was the landing zone for everyone last year.
Yeah.
That's where your disc always ended up.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Paige a little bit further out from the rough, able to line up a putt standing all the way up. She's still on the edge of circle 2.
This one, I think, is a really good change. No one was really getting it last year, and now everyone can think about getting it, but it's still technical. Really tricky green.
And it always takes a little time for people to get used to it. Although there were 14 birdies today, I was looking at a wall. I have nothing here. I'm honestly going to be extremely excited just to get out, and I did.
Nice.
I literally claimed it, jumped up and down right after.
I'm sorry we didn't get to see that, honestly. If you could reenact that for us.
So no birdies on the feature card. but it's still averaged under par.
It's like Hannah Wynn now 7 down through 10. And the front nine definitely playing easier than the back.
The pitch is looking good.
Hole 8 is the same hole as the previous 2 years, par 3, 390 feet downhill. There's an OB line to the left you got to be careful of. There's this big tree here on the right that you can definitely find. You see all sorts of shots. You see kind of backhand forcing flex shots. You see hyzer flips. You see big forehands. Pick your poison. I would say the main mistake, obviously, to avoid is the out of bounds, but also just hyzering out to the left side can leave you with nothing. If you're going to make a mistake, the right side usually is friendlier. This is where
You don't want to be Tob.
you don't want to be top of the box. And you probably felt some wind on this one, I'm guessing.
No, not at the tee pad, but you
Okay.
could see a little bit of wind happening. Like some of the Spanish moss and that big center tree was a little bit left to right, but it was actually a lot stiffer of a wind than we were expecting. Everyone got a lot more movement on the disc. You can see both me and Missy turning ours, expecting a little bit more finish and not getting it. Also, everyone is very scared of hyzering out and finding that OB. It comes up so fast.
Yeah, if you have the forehand, I think it's absolutely the play. It is kind of easy to torque it over trying to get the extra power to get there like Ella just did, and she is going to be in that short left corner. But usually you're avoiding the OB and avoiding the worst areas with the forehand.
Paige playing the slightly later release.
Beauty.
And look at this thing.
Gorgeous shot.
So good. Ooh, another follow flight? Yeah.
Picture perfect.
Landing nice and flat, too. And that's super important on this green. Yet another sloped green where you really have to worry about the landing angle of your disc. It's even eroded a bit from years past, and there's less level surface area around the bottom of the basket. I'm blind here, have to go up and over the tree line, trying a little spiky forehand.
Nice. Oh.
Rip.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I loved it too, but
Yeah, it was a good shot. And that's about all you can do from there. Ella, looking like she doesn't have much to work with here. This corner's so punishing.
so dense.
Ella or the corner?
It's such a bummer to take a bogey on this one. I would know.
Good bit.
Wow, it's like HD big sigh. Did you see that?
I saw your shoulders slump a little.
I was sad.
Some of the light kind of dimmed in your eyes.
Yeah, I swear this used to be on more of a little platform where there was more flat standing area. Paige with the birdie.
Highlight birdie.
It says, wait, are we on hole 8?
Mm-hmm.
There was 14 birdies on
Oh,
this
that's
hole.
incredible.
That
This
is
used
incredible.
to play as, a harder hole.
Shout out Hannah Wynn, Chandler Ray, Valerie Mandajano, and Maria Oliva for parking the hole. Wow. Let's finish it up. Hole 9. Same hole as last year with a much cooler tee pad. Same position, but they added all kinds of really cool tee pad woodworking. This course looks incredible. This hole had a ripping headwind today, making it much more difficult than normal. It already is a lot of ground to cover at 404 feet. Even with the downhill, it still plays like 350, I would say. And there's obstacles perfectly placed in the way. There's a hill on the left side early. There's a little bit of a later hill on the right side. And then those main trees in the middle that can kick you onto those very densely covered hillsides full of sawgrass.
Yeah, that stuff will cut you to ribbons. Here's some of the woodwork Madison mentioned.
How cool, right?
There was so many beautiful benches and
Staircases.
like memorial plaques. The staircases are stunning. The one down to 6's tee, incredible. And was this a headwind for you guys?
Yep, ripping.
Yeah, I feel
Missy
like
managing that so well with the nose down angle.
yeah, that was great. Just punched it. Yeah, kind of the rest of the round. There's going to be some wind, which you're probably happy with in that outfit.
I was thrilled.
Little on the...
Yeah, I lost a backup in my bag. Well, that is a backup. I lost my initial one, and it was obviously more beefy than the one that I had in my bag. I learned.
Welcome to the new season. Did you forget that you lost the other one?
Yes, until I pulled it out, and I was like, wow, look how clean this thing is.
And Ella working the right side, punching all the way down there nicely.
Yes, inside the circle.
I like that right side play if you can manage it, because this sawgrass can be gnarly.
Yeah, I'm just barely up on the hill, tucked around to the left. I'm blind here.
And probably like slippery footing, I'd imagine. Circle's edge.
Just barely outside.
Paige, pretty deep in circle 2 for a birdie.
I thought it was in.
Good. Look confident.
Here's I'm slowly sliding down the hill as I line this up. Just a little bit at a time.
Oh.
Yeah, I was stoked about that.
Wow, that's a great scramble.
It's always nice to make a long putt on the first round back.
And Missy.
Speaking of long putts.
Yeah, I mean, she missed one for the every other, but I guess 4 down is pretty tight.
And looking clean.
Ella in for a birdie. We're going to go way back to even par.
14 birdies on hole 9 as well.
Oh, okay. All right. We're doing it. We're back. How's it feel?
How do you guys feel? We know how we feel. It's been quite a day.
Tired.
Yeah, really, really interesting welcome back to the season. You'll get to see a little taste of that on the back 9. In the meantime, we got a lot of people shooting hot out here. A handful of 5 downs, some 4 downs. Usually we see top 10 shooting under par, but we're seeing all the way down to top 20 under par right now. So really hot start to the first event of the year, where I feel like sometimes we can see people struggle a bit.
Yeah.
Which we have some people struggling. Here we go as we move on down.
We don't have to.
We don't have to focus too hard on it.
I'm gonna cut away. Actually, here we go.
But we do have 9 more holes here at the Supreme Flight Open, first event of the year. We know you guys are happy to be back. We are also excited to bring you this coverage. And thanks for hanging with us with our new song. Enjoy this.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're the Two Hot Geeks.